A 1999 D Pennsylvania quarter can be worth up to $6,500. That's not a typo. A single coin you've probably handled hundreds of times could bring thousands if it carries one of these rare minting errors. And the best part? They're still being found in everyday change. Let's uncover exactly what makes some of these quarters worth a fortune. When the Pennsylvania quarter first entered circulation, most people saw just another piece of pocket change. But today, collectors are paying between $20 and $75 for simple rim-dyed chips, $150 to $400 for doubling or off-center strikes, and as high as $6,000 for dramatic minting mistakes that slip past inspectors. In this video, you'll see what those rare ones look like and learn how to spot one yourself. Now, grab your change jar, because the next few minutes might change how you see every quarter you own. The Pennsylvania State quarter launched in early 1999 as the second design in the famous 50 State quarter series. It features the Commonwealth statue, a keystone symbol, and the motto Virtue, Liberty, Independence. But while the design celebrated history, the minting process created some incredible errors that now command premium prices. The first error to watch for is the double die obverse. You'll find the strongest doubling around the words, "I in God, we trust," and "liberty." The extra impression looks like a soft shadow behind each letter. Common double dies fetch $100 to $250, while deep, crisp doubling in uncirculated condition has gone for $1,000 or more. But that's just the beginning. Next, look for off-center strikes. These are easy to spot. The design appears shifted, leaving a crescent of blank metal on one edge. Small 5% shifts sell around $75, but severe 40% off-centers can bring $800 to $1,200, especially from the Denver Mint. One sold on eBay in 2023 for $1,150. Simply because the outline of the state was perfectly misaligned. The missing clad layer error is another big one. Normal quarters have a copper core between nickel layers, but if one layer is missing, one side will look brownish red instead of silver. Minor peelings go for $150 to $250, but full one-side missing layers from the 1999 D issue can hit $700 to $900. Still, none of these compare to the most stunning Pennsylvania quarter ever discovered. A double denomination strike. A quarter struck over a Roosevelt dime planchet. These hybrids are breathtaking. You can see elements of both coins mingled together. A verified example sold for $6,500 at Heritage Auctions, making it one of the highest-priced state quarters ever recorded. But why did Pennsylvania's coin, the very start of the state quarters program, have so many mistakes? The answer lies in the chaotic early days of the Mint's biggest project in decades. In 1999, the U.S. Mint launched the State Quarter Series, an ambitious plan to release 5 new designs each year. Pennsylvania was the second state honored, following Delaware. Excitement was through the roof, and the pressure to meet deadlines was enormous. The Philadelphia Mint, which handled the bulk of Pennsylvania quarters, produced more than 707 million coins that year, an astronomical number. Machines ran around the clock, and dies were pushed far beyond their usual lifespan. Even tiny misalignments or worn dies could create doubling, broad strikes, or incomplete cladding. That's the opportunity for collectors today. Because while later state quarters were minted with tighter quality control, the earliest ones, especially Pennsylvania, remain a treasure trove of hidden mistakes. So how do you tell a normal coin from one worth hundreds or thousands? Let's walk through it step by step. Step 1. Flip the coin and check the mint mark. Pennsylvania quarters were made in Philadelphia, PE, and Denver, D. The Denver Mint tends to produce the more dramatic errors, especially off-centers and missing layers. The D mint mark is found just to the right of Washington's ponytail. Step 2. Inspect the obverse lettering carefully. Under good light, check I in God, we trust, and liberty. If the letters look thicker or have faint doubling around their edges, you may have a double die obverse worth $200 to $400. If the doubling is sharp and clear, that value jumps quickly into the $800 plus range. Step 3. Examine the reverse. the side with the keystone and Commonwealth statue. Pay attention to the lines around the statue's robe and the rays extending outward. Doubling here, especially along the keystone's outline, signals a double die reverse. Rarer, but potentially worth $1,000 or more. Step 4. Check centering. A normal quarter has even spacing all the way around. If one edge is thicker or the design looks shifted upward, you may have an off-center strike. Measure the gap. 10% off is modest, but 40% off is gold. Step 5. Look at color and texture. If one side is copper and the other is silver, that's a missing clad layer. A one-sided missing clad can easily hit $600 to $800. Two-sided missing layers are extremely rare and can top $1,000. Step 6. Compare the edge. If the reading, those little ridges, seems flattened or absent, you might have a broad strike or partial collar error. Broad strikes expand the coin's diameter slightly and can sell between $200 and $400. Step 7. Use comparison. Keep a clean, regular quarter next to the one you're inspecting. Even small distortions or doubled letters become obvious side by side. Collectors often catch profitable errors that way, with nothing more than a magnifying glass and patience. Once you've identified something interesting, the next question is always, okay, what's it actually worth? Let's look at real sales and what today's market says about Pennsylvania's hidden gems. In 2023, a 1999 D Pennsylvania quarter struck over a dime planchet sold for $6,500 through Heritage Auctions. That single sale reignited interest in the entire first-year issue. Another quarter with a strong double-die obverse went for $1,050 the same year. Off-center strikes keep drawing attention too. One misaligned by about 45% sold for $1,180 in a PCGS holder. Even lesser-known variations bring in profit. A partial collar broad strike, graded -58 Australian dollars, closed at $360, while a minor die crack across Washington's chin fetched $65 on eBay. And a missing clad layer error, showing full copper on one face, reached $825 at Great Collections in 2022. Proof coins deserve mention too. The San Francisco Mint produced both clad and silver proof versions. Most proof quarters are worth just a few dollars, but a small number left the mint with struck-through debris, meaning foreign material left an impression on the coin. One such proof Pennsylvania quarter, showing a clear thread mark across the keystone, sold for $950 in 2021. These numbers prove one thing. Collectors are paying attention again. As early state quarters hit the 25-year mark, nostalgia is pushing prices upward. And because Pennsylvania was among the first issues, its errors have both historical and emotional appeal. Let's recap the most valuable Pennsylvania quarter errors you should watch for. In third place, the missing clad layer, selling between $150 and $900 depending on how complete the missing area is. In second, the off-center strikes, ranging from $200 up to $1,200, with dramatic 40% examples being the most sought after. And in first place, the double denomination strike, where the quarter was accidentally struck over a dime planchet, bringing up to $6,500 in real auction results. So before you spend that old 1999 quarter, give it a second look. A faint shadow, a shifted rim, or a missing layer could be your ticket to thousands of dollars. Every coin tells a story. And Pennsylvania's story is one of hidden value born from the rush of a historic minting era. Collectors across the country are rediscovering these coins, and new finds keep surfacing every year. It might just be your turn next. Check your change, your coin jars, even that drawer where you toss spare quarters. Because one tiny mistake from 1999 might still be waiting for you to notice it.